And hello, everybody. It's just three jobbers. Just three jobbers. Just three jobbers. Hey, everybody, we're back. I'm with two of my good buddies here. Introduce yourselves to the crowd. Let them know who we got chatting with Big Kev, Dirty Kev.
Hi, I'm Mustafa Abdallah, better known as Moose, and pass it on to the person down below.
I'm Max Walk, better known as Max, and we're here to talk about some AEW, baby.
AEW, and I'll tell you what, AEW was, AEW. I'll tell you what, AEW was one heck of a show. I wasn't able to watch live, but I had the lucky call. I got lucky. Max called me and he literally was like freaking out, and I had no idea. Hung up, called him later. He announced what happened, and we'll talk about what later in the show. But you know what, Max? Since you're the guy who was running everything yesterday, you want to kind of just start this one off?
No, I can try. AEW was the post show from Double or Nothing, and it was pretty good overall. There's some ups and downs, but easily for me the best part of the entire show was the debut of FTR. The Revolt, fuck the rest. Fear the Revolt. Baby. Let's go.
Fear the Revolt.
We almost talked about it. We've talked about how it was pretty universally known that they're going to be going to AEW. It wasn't nobody really knew when, but it made all the sense in the world. AEW's got the best tag team division in the world, and they're the best damn tag team in the world. That's just my opinion. Don't wear it out. FTR, I think they're going to kill it here. I loved them coming up with the Chevy. I told Kevin when I saw them and they got out of the car, I literally just screamed for about 2 minutes. Well, just the whole entire thing. I was just so pumped up because I've always loved them, going back to their not debut, but their feud with Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa and NXT.
Did you watch them beforehand when they were doing their feud with who was it? Was it American Alpha?
I watched. Yeah, I did. Their American Alpha matches were fantastic too.
Yeah,
their whole NXT run was amazing, and they had some good stuff that happened on the main roster, but for the most part, it didn't go as well as it should have.
And it starts from that debut. Yeah, what was it? A couple weeks after that debut, it was just he broke.
Yeah,
was it Cash Wheeler broke his jaw?
There was injury pretty early. They were right away paired up with the New Day, if I'm not mistaken,
which was going to be huge, and they were shot. It was essentially that's putting a rocket on your back.
And then there was an injury right off the bat. It was within the first month, I want to say. I don't remember exactly, but I think it was all meant to be, and it was all meant to get them here. So I'm excited to see where that goes. I predicted this on one of the Twitters, and I predict that some point this year, in the next 3 pay-per-views for AEW, that the Young Bucks versus FTR is going to main event pay-per-view. That's my what do you call it? That's my prediction. I think they go FTR versus Hangman and Kenny at Fyter Fest, and I think All Out will be Young Bucks versus Revolt. I don't think they want to waste any time. I think that's a money match that they're ready to do, and it's definitely cannot be wasted on a. Dynamite.
Wait. No, I for some reason feel like they're going to debut it. Ooh, if I had to predict, I would rather have the Young Bucks. Yeah, they already did that match. So is it going to be Revival straight up? They just win the titles and then.
I think they straight up win the titles at Fyter Fest, and I think that at All Out is when. That's when they do Young Bucks versus, and I think it main events All Out.
I don't think it will.
And then Young Bucks.
It will main event All Out. That is my bold. It's a bold prediction. But it's my bold prediction. I think it's going to happen. Obviously, could not, but.
And then the Young Bucks will wipe the floor with FTR.
You know what's crazy?
We'll see.
I would watch a main event with Young Bucks versus Revival because it'd be fantastic. Yeah. And the last time the Revival were in a main event of a pay-per-view, they tore the house down. But also the point I want to make too with Max with that, I completely agree. That's a great prediction. I actually would agree with you too. I just don't think it'll be the first one. I could see it happening maybe at the next pay-per-view, just because All Out is their mania. But that's
why I was thinking
you're going to have a 5-star match no matter what.
That's true.
So
either way, I think it'll be a co-main event maybe if it's not the main event, the last match.
I feel like the main event type of thing would be like a 2 out of 3 falls, like they're gonna just do what you might as well just do what they did with DIY versus Revival and just copy and paste because that's perfect. That was
not
perfect.
Right away. They do a match first, and then they build to a 2 out of 3 falls,
right?
Or a bigger stipulation match. I think that's a money feud that could go on for years.
I mean, Max, is this and Moose? Same with you. Would you guys agree? Is this something where you just want to purely watch them wrestle? Or are we thinking? I mean, TLC would be, this could be one of the greatest rivalries of all time starting, and it started last night.
No, it definitely could be. What do you guys think? I don't know. I think that they both – it started, but I think that they go their separate ways right now, and then they come together after FTR wins the titles, hopefully at Fyter Fest is that's what I would do personally. I think that you should rocket them straight to the titles, and then you have the Young Bucks come in, and I think the Young Bucks lose at All Out against FTR, and I think it's like a 6-month feud leading up to like a big stipulation match between the two teams. I think that's how you book it. I mean, maybe I'm really off, but I mean, I'm just excited. Maybe they'll just do it right at Fyter Fest. They'll do a non-title match between them. I mean, who knows what they're going to do? But maybe they do that, and then at All Out, maybe Revolt wins at All Out against Hangman Page and Kenny Omega. I mean, they could do a lot of things.
What do you think, Moose?
I'd like to see the Young Bucks face Kenny Omega and Hangman Page at Fyter Fest, and they win the titles back, and then they face FTR at All Out or whatever pay-per-view because the Young Bucks are already they were the first AEW Tag Team Champs.
No, they weren't.
Or what were they? That's what they were saying last night. I thought that
No, they won the they won the tag titles that were like the Mexican titles. God dang it, the Spanish. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we know what you're talking about. I'm pretty sure they weren't the tag because the first tag, it was SCU.
It was SCU, yes.
And then SCU lost to Hangman Page and Kenny. The Young Bucks have not won the title. They're only like 6-4 in AEW. They've lost a lot.
Mm-hmm. I thought they're. Sorry, viewers, I messed up. But
no, I mean, it's fine. I just I don't think they're gonna do the rematch between Young Bucks and Kenny and Hangman.
Or it would be cool at Fyter Fest. I think it'd be cool at Fyter Fest triple threat.
That's definitely an idea. That's a way to keep Young Bucks in.
Because you got to think about like that. Hangman Page are the champions, right? Hangman Page and Kenny Omega are the champions. Young Bucks, they are an established team, very good. Like they're probably one of the best teams in AEW before FTR came, and then they had to be sidelined because of the pandemic, and they just came back at Double or Nothing, and then we get FTR. Then we get FTR, who is another one of the best tag teams in the world. So it's kind of like if you're booking it, who do you give it to? Do you give it to these guys who grind in AEW and had to miss out because of the pandemic, or do you give it to these guys who are established WWE tag team that came in and they're all going to steal a show no matter who you pair them up with?
It's going to be a 5-star match no matter what. So I'm going to buy the pay-per-view either way.
So that's why I think a triple threat match would be the most fair, but, we'll never know until.
That's a good idea, Moose. I definitely think you have a point there. I just definitely think when you look at where you want to go with the food, you have to look at the money. And I think the most money is giving it to the heels. FTR, the best heel team in the entire world, and have the money in the Young Bucks pursuing them for months and months, and keep losing the FTR cheats. They get one by, That's where I think the money is, and to have the Young Bucks finally get the huge win after a 6 to 9 month chase. I think that's where the money is, but I mean, who knows? We'll see. Yeah. I think there's a lot of possibilities. So
going into the show. Sorry.
No,
I was just saying going into the show about Young Bucks and Matt Hardy versus Private Party and Marty Jannetty. That was a good match. That was an insane match.
That was really good. Yeah, that was a really cool spot when Matt Hardy did the reverse jump or whatever, but he landed on all three of them. I can't think of the name, but the moonsault. Correct. Yeah, the reverse moonsault. That was really cool. There were some cool spots, and then that was obviously we didn't even set it up. A Butcher and Blade came in and was attacking Young Bucks. That's how FTR came in and debuted. And that was the first,
I'll tell you what,
segment.
Butcher looked rough. He looked like
that's the bigger one, right?
Yeah, the bigger guy.
Yeah, not gonna lie.
He definitely looks.
I thought it was Arn. When they showed him at first, I thought it was Arn Anderson. Like I thought Arn Anderson grew a boot. It looked like him. It was like you look like you're 70,
He
bro.
does a little bit, yeah.
It's like you look like you're old.
I'm not sure what their place in AEW is, and maybe it should be a short-term thing to maybe lose the Young Bucks and then lose to FTR, and then they'll be done. Because it looks like Allie, who is with them, is doing a new kind of thing now, as she was wearing red and not her black, and she was kind of flirting with QT Marshall, which was hinted on Twitter. I'm not sure really where it's going, but I just read that it was a switch of her character because she wasn't with Butcher and Blade, who she previously was kind of managing.
Yeah, you're
so
right.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they do 2 matches more, with one with the Young Bucks, one with Revival, and then they're on the way out, or they just rarely show up. Who knows? But
yeah, I know. Yeah, that's an interesting take. I mean, no matter what, we can end it with this. Really cool segment. I popped. I think we all were really happy.
Exactly.
It's something that is really exciting, and just again, like Max pointed out, there's so many options with it. And personally, for me, it doesn't need a main event, a pay-per-view for me, but as long as it's on that card, I will be watching that match. So, I'll end it with that there.
Okay.
But yeah, and then what was it? I mean, what was the next segment after that?
Was it Britt Baker or no? There was.
I think it might have been Britt. Well, why don't we talk about Britt Baker quickly?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Really nice heel promo again from her. She confirmed she had a broken something in her leg, but she'll be back by All Out, which is in the end of August, beginning of September. So that's just about a 2 or 3 month time period, approximately. Pretty big news. If you're talking about a broken leg or broken ligaments, anything like that, you're expecting 6 to 9 months probably at least. To hear it's only going to be about 3 months was really good news personally.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see her be able to come back by that point.
She just keeps, like, something bad just keeps happening to her. I feel like she's getting so unlucky.
Conspirator.
I think, which that was great. I loved how she was kind of doing that, like, conspiracy theory promo.
Yeah.
I think when she comes back, though, she'll get her luck. The luck will finally come on her side, and I think she'll have a good run and hopefully get to the title without any major injuries, because she definitely is the one woman who seems like she'd be worthy of the title that hasn't quite gotten there yet. We'll see where they go with it when she comes back. But
yeah, no, good point. I agree with you, man. Yeah, and I think honestly one thing that's nice about her too is that, I mean, the AEW, like I said, the AEW women's division right now is honestly like in last place out of if we're talking all 4 shows that are on TV right now.
Absolutely.
And it's something where you need stars, you need someone like Britt Baker to take it from Akira Shida. But also, Britt Baker seems like she could be the type of heel that does help build the other stars well. I feel like Shida's just not necessarily – it might be a Riho kind of issue again here. I just don't know if she can help bring up stars, because right now it seems like they don't have anything. So personally for me, that's just what I guess I think with that.
Yeah. There's some news here on the viewership. AEW and NXT are both up. And AEW up to 827,000.
Nice.
NXT up to 731. Both up from last week. So AEW was up about 130 and NXT was up about 150, 140, something like that. Good. So people are watching wrestling on Wednesdays. Love to see it.
Isn't that wild to think that and it's crazy to me to think that with the country opening up a little bit more, and I'm sorry to bring this into this, but with the country bringing up, opening up more and more, I'm surprised that the ratings are going up.
Yeah, I know. It was weird because with everybody at home, it seemed like ratings would improve with them being really the only sports, being sports entertainment, but the only sports. And, it seemed like ratings for all the shows really stalled, which was weird.
I think what it is people are getting back to their normal lives. And I think when no one's home, they were streaming stuff on Netflix and Hulu and all that stuff. So I think that's just what it was.
Probably, yeah. Getting back a little bit of a normalcy.
Yeah, that's a good point.
People are just catching up on their other shows and stuff.
Or you got, states like Georgia where it's like, I've been out for the last month. Maybe I'll sit down finally.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't look it up. Before the Britt Baker, there was the Brian Cage's Dynamite debut.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so John Moxley on commentary. And Brian Cage.
I love that strut. Had the strut down the steps. Gosh, I love Moxley as champion. I don't care what anyone says. He's not Dean Ambrose. He did the Joker walk down for a little bit, which is funny.
Him on commentary was unreal too. Like he was like, he just picked him up and threw him in the Gulf of Mexico, and then he got him back in the water.
Yeah, I think
he out of the Gulf of Mexico.
Went into the Gulf, pulled him, threw him back out. That was great. I loved when he was talking about his match with Brody Lee.
He was being sore.
Yeah, it's cool. His quote was that Brody Lee came out of nowhere and gave him the biggest, his best or his hardest fight to date. And I think those words just prove how big of a star Brody Lee is going to be. Because I mean, you even have the champion like saying how hard you had him push to have to defend that title. I mean, we didn't see Brody Lee on Dynamite, but I think those words were just good enough to make everybody remember how big of a fight that really was. Anyway, with Brian Cage then came out and debuted.
Oh man, that was awesome.
Yeah, he took out Lee Johnson. Is that right?
Yeah.
And can I say this? That's actually the first match I've watched like the entire of Brian Cage. I know it was like kind of a shorter match, but he's so quick. Everything was intense and fast, and it was precise.
That's the scary thing about him.
I'm kind of scared for Moxley, honestly.
Oh, I love it, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man,
he's so fast and so strong. It's just insane.
Yeah.
I mean, how he can fly around and do the good lucha things, and also fly around and do just insane strongman moves. That Lance Archer and Brody Lee are doing.
Mm-hmm.
He's an incredible performer.
Sorry, and then you got Taz also with by his side.
Yeah, really good promo after.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped. I mean, Moose, because you're kind of you like the body guy. Same with me, of course. But I mean, to you, what do you, is this something that you're like, okay, I can't wait to watch this match?
Yeah, seriously, because you have him who's just a huge, quick, just a machine pretty much. And you have Jon Moxley who's just, a scrapper. Like he's just going to fight till he dies pretty much. Mm-hmm. So that match is going to be crazy. And I think if they do a no DQ, I think that's what they should do for that match, and no disqualification or some stipulation. So I don't think just a regular match is going to get the whole essence of the true power and the true fighting skill that both of them have. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So,
yeah.
Especially because it's at Fyter Fest. So.
Yeah, and I wonder, they haven't even announced when Fyter Fest is.
Yeah, they're just saying sometime in the summer. I assume July.
I'm assuming July too. Yeah.
Or late June.
I think it was in early July last year, if I remember correctly, maybe mid-July. I'm not sure.
There was Fyter Fest, and then there was another small one. I remember that too. I forget what it's called, but I feel like Fyter Fest is the most memorable one. Mm-hmm. Sorry, keep going.
Oh, I was going to move on to the next segment if you had something else to.
That's. Yeah. I mean, I just think that personally, it's going to be a great match, and
I'm just excited to see what they can do between them and now. I'm already excited for the match.
I'm just kind of one more thing about that match. I'm kind of anxious to see if they let Moxley retain that, because Brian Cage is just kind of this bigger than life person. The way he like presents himself and like just the way he looks, the way you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. And then, so do you have him win his first title? Like his first title and his first title match, or do you still have Moxley, the veteran, the dude that just loves to fight, still beat him? Like, I don't know. I just don't know how they're going to.
I don't think personally if Brian Cage – I think what helps Brian Cage is he's being pushed – now some would also disagree with me, of course, but putting him right into that main event spot is showing essentially that this guy is a stud. He's not somebody you joke – and if he loses, I don't think that really takes anything away from him. People are going to be like, well, it's going to take something. I still see him as a stud. He still is Taz. And honestly, again, you see someone like him, and it's almost impossible not to have him on like a spot on the show when you got such a presence like that on TV. Yeah. Of course, TV is a big thing, and a lot of people that AEW has does not look good on TV. If I was scrolling through the channels, I would see Joey Janela and think, what the hell? Okay, move on. I see Brian Cage, and I'm like, this reminds me of almost early 2000s. I'm just thinking with the mainstream aspect of trying to get new characters.
You definitely stop and watch. If you're flipping through channels, you definitely stop and watch.
But I also don't think Moxley is going to lose until All Out. Now, I also don't even know what he's going to do. Like, I honestly have no idea what the plan is for All Out. So,
all I got to say is Vince screwed up there. Vince definitely should have.
Definitely too early, I think, to have any prediction for Fyter Fest. I think we have to see the feud play out before we can really have a good grasp.
And then the next segment was SCU versus Kip Sabian and Jimmy Havoc, correct?
Yeah. Fine. I mean, it was fine.
It was a fine match.
What I didn't like about that, it was a good match, but the winner gets the AEW tag team
I was just confused about what happened to private or not private party. What happened to the best friends championship match they earned at the Double or Nothing pre-show?
Maybe the pandemic or something.
I don't know.
I'm confused. What?
They tweeted best friends won the number one contendership match.
Yeah, right. We know that.
So they had this match last night, and the winner faces Kenny Omega and Hangman next week.
Oh,
best friends tweeted that they're like, "Do we get released overnight, or what's going on?" Like they had no clue what would happen to their title shot.
I bet that's for Fighter Fest. That's
likely what I'm thinking too. But yeah, really not a big segment for me. I don't really think Kip Sabian.
So if that's for Fighter Fest, with best friends, then I think.
Thanks for cutting me out, Moose.
Sorry, my bad. But I think that's when they do the Young Bucks versus FTR, just like non-title match. First off.
Possibly. I mean, it's just who knows how long until their Fighter Fest is.
Yeah.
His best friends versus Kenny Omega and Hangman, a feud they want to do for a month and a half to lead up to Fighter Fest. I don't think so.
Yeah.
So let's see. We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it's good to see that Hangman and Kenny are going to defend next week, but it's a match that they're going to wipe the floor with these people. I'm not bought into Jimmy Havoc at all or Kip Sabian. Yeah. So
Jimmy Havoc seems like he's just unfortunately a drunk.
So,
he got in that fight a few months ago, and that story behind it. I have no respect for that guy. He's not tough or anything to me. Whatever. He sucks. I hope he sees this. I'd actually prefer if he saw that. So I want him to know that. Sorry, and we're positive. Whatever. He doesn't deserve it. All right. So then next segment after that.
I think we should talk about Cody's promo and then the Battle Royal.
So Max. This was something you were texting me. Max pretty much, if you guys listened to our last review, Max nailed it with a lot of these predictions. He knew that it was going to be, and you can just dive in. Sorry, I don't even want to take over.
No. I mean, I'd love to hear your praise. No.
I mean, yeah. Honestly, he was right, and I was wrong for a lot of it, and I did not think no way would they do that, but I liked it now. So Max, can I get
sure? So
say what you?
My biggest point was I think. Look at TNT Championship like a TV title, like something they can build up and that Cody can defend each week. And I compared it to John Cena's U.S. title reign. Mm-hmm. And I thought, if he does an open challenge, if he gives these people in the mid-card a chance to shine their light on them, I think that's how they're going to build this championship. If he racks up title wins
and build defenses. Up the competitors too.
Exactly. And then, I remember last week, so we looked at when we kind of tossed out names for who might win this Battle Royal. I said MJF, I said Jungle Boy, and I said Orange Cassidy. Those were the three. And Kevin quirked right back and said, not Jungle Boy. I couldn't see that. Who couldn't see Jungle Boy, Jack Perry? Yeah. And that's who wins. Jungle Boy wins the Battle Royal. I think it's a perfect opponent for him for the first opportunity now, looking at it now, because Jungle Boy just lost. This is going to be it gave him a big win on Dynamite to bounce back right away. And I think Jungle Boy versus Cody is going to be fantastic.
And this is a rematch from months ago, too.
Yep. And I think, if you see what Jungle Boy can do with MJF, imagine what he can do with Cody, who's even more of a better performer and storyteller in the ring. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Jungle Boy won't win, but I think having him get these big moments and matches shows the potential they see in him. And, having the big match with MJF, having the big match with Cody, those are two people that are, 10-1 and, 8-0 for over this year right now. Like, they're almost both undefeated. Cody's the only one with a loss to MJF. If you're looking at one way, MJF might be – since MJF beat Cody, Cody's a lesser opponent than MJF almost. You can make that argument if you look at the rating.
He's better than you.
Yeah, exactly. So, I can't wait for this match next week. It's going to be really entertaining, I think, and I'm glad I'm glad of the direction they went in. I'm not trying to brag that I was right about everything. I just think it was a smart way to book it. So
yeah.
During that Battle Royal, you see MJF actually punch Wardlow. Do you think that's going to be Wardlow's going to, attack him and
Yeah, there definitely seems like they're kind of playing it like MJF and Wardlow could have a breakup, which would be interesting. I don't know, because they had a little promo before.
Yeah.
And basically said when it comes down to MJF and Wardlow, the last two, Wardlow will do the right thing. And then Wardlow was about to say, and then MJF goes, but nothing. And then he says, I'm just kidding, Wardlow. And then he hits him, and led to both of them being eliminated. Who knows? I don't know if they'll break them up this early, but they're definitely teasing it.
I bet it's just a little bit of because I could see him still being in that tag. I think they're going to do some sort of a tag team tournament or like a because they're presenting a lot of different tag teams, like the Kip Sabian and like where we just saw those last two teams. And then like I don't know, could be something, maybe that's what they do. I love tag teams, and I think a tag team tournament would be amazing because they have a lot of good teams right now.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing is they just did one at the beginning of AEW Dynamite.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. I guess you're right.
I mean, maybe they do one every year, but I mean,
maybe like a weekend. That'd be so fun if they did like a weekend wrestling, pure wrestling tag team tournament match. Like you know,
yeah,
and then
maybe.
I don't know, could be some fun.
So where does Lance Archer go from here after he loses the TNT championship?
I
There's
think
nowhere to be seen.
Cool. I feel like he's definitely going to get another shot.
Speaking about that, I thought I was dead wrong about Archer getting the moment with Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
Jericho having the moment with Tyson was we'll get to that in a little bit, but yeah, I'm not sure about Lance Archer. I think that they definitely needed him to take a week off and then come back and have a big squash win next week, maybe.
Which is so smart. I think that's one of the best things AEW does.
Or maybe
thanks for cutting me off, Max.
Sorry, no, I think you're right, but I think maybe at next week, Jungle Boy versus Cody. I think maybe after the match, Lance Archer comes in and says, "I'm taking your ass on next week. You know, I'm calling you out now. There won't be an open challenge. I'm your next title defender." Maybe they do something like that, but
yeah. No, a match I'm really looking for the TNT championship is when Sammy Guevara gets healthy. He comes back and beats Cody, because I think that's that match. I don't know if he'll beat him, but that match will be insane. Cody Rhodes versus Sammy Guevara.
That's definitely a big match.
Yeah, that's the first ever match in AEW history.
I can even see that. I can even see that being on a pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm. I mean, dude, it's so crazy to think of how far Guevara has changed. Again, I think we brought this up last week, whatever. But the Guevara is just he right now, I used to think of him as just that panda head wearing looking loser, and I thought he was kind of like not as annoying as Santana and Ortiz, I guess, at first to me. But I don't know. I personally just think that Guevara right now is just on another level of selling, making others look better already, and he also just funny. He's charismatic as hell, and he's it's people like him, and he stepped up during the COVID era, and he's because of that, I think everyone's starting to appreciate him a lot more. So and honestly, I think I know we're saying I know the crowd was kind of back last night, and I'm not really back, I guess, but I think the crowd's gonna be really, really behind Sammy Guevara when he's back too, which is gonna be fun. And can we talk about the Inner Circle and those T-shirts? Did you guys see that?
Yeah, why don't we just get an Inner Circle, their promo earlier, and then their pep rally leading into the T-shirt stuff was great. I loved.
Oh my gosh, I love how Ortiz can hear him.
Was it Ortiz the one that was? He's the one with the ringing ears,
Santana's.
Right?
Yeah, Santana. Yeah, okay. Ortiz is the one that's like.
And then Guevara got him participation trophies that said "King of Dad" jokes.
Yeah,
he's like, we're in a pandemic now. It's hard to find trophies.
Yeah, absolutely. So, sorry.
That's Max's mom. Embarrassing.
Yeah.
Mom, get out.
No, that was a great
way to start with my bros.
That was a great way to kind of – that was the first thing that happened after the Dynamite intro song, right? Or maybe it was before. But, yeah, I love the pep rally. It was just a lot of great humor again from the Inner Circle.
Vicky Guerrero also returned.
Yeah, I mean,
loud.
She's been there in the crowd a little bit, but
right, yeah.
It's always good to see Vicky back.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
Still as annoying. It's as ever.
Very.
That was just such a funny segment, and I love how Jericho is just he has to be like writing up this character and acting, because I doubt he's just like, because it just the way he can just be like out of just nowhere, just like, what I actually really want? I want Mike Tyson's head on a platter, that stupid son of a bitch.
And he's like, he disrespected me on a Monday night.
Yeah, on a Monday night. Yeah, I love that. And then Mike Tyson came out, and he gave his best try, but unfortunately, he couldn't rip it third.
Yeah, there's definitely some technical difficulties with that shirt.
My dad called me today and was laughing his ass off. He goes, "Oh, Mike Tyson looks like he debuted in AEW," and then he goes, "Wait, there's someone with a shirt. Okay, let me see it." And he just starts dying laughing, like just cracking up on the phone, because Mike Tyson.
It was hilarious. I mean, he was with such a weird crew with like Henry Cejudo from UFC,
Triple C.
Yeah, and like there's apparently Brian Satin. There was somebody like that was from like a reality show.
So Vitor Belfort.
With the face paint. I was like, who the hell?
Who is that guy?
Like, I didn't know really most of them. I only recognized Cejudo. I don't know if I pronounced that right.
Cejudo, yeah, you're right.
A couple of UFC guys. Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna is this gonna be just a one-on-one match? You think Jericho? Oh yeah, it has to be probably just Jericho versus Tyson.
I don't know if
how
they're gonna do the
crazy
match
is that?
though.
How insane is that?
They're gonna do a match. I doubt they do a match.
I doubt they do a match either.
I bet they do a match.
It was pretty cool, but I just wonder what's Vince's reactions to that, because like I said, that they did the exact same thing as they did with Stone Cold on Raw, and like back in like 1998. I mean, it's cool. I'm not saying I didn't like it. I thought it was sick, but I also think it's cool for like newer viewers to see that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, like for people who like watched wrestling back then or continue to watch it now, or like, you know what I mean, like older fans, they're gonna look at that and be like, you know, I've already seen it.
AEW is smart because Mike Tyson is still a star, and also
not the same as he was in '98.
Yeah,
right. But he did get a lot when he had that video. Like literally, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, just when he was boxing. He still has it, and he said, you know, it's the one when he yelled, "I'm still back," or "I'm coming back," or I don't know.
Some fighting agency offered him $20 million plus to do some fight and come back and fight. I can't remember what specifically it was for, but.
I don't know. I think there will be something. That's just me. I don't really know though.
I don't know.
Because it's in Vegas. Is it in Vegas or? Oh no, that's just the Double or Nothing, right?
Yeah, I don't know where they go. I don't even know if anything comes from this. I think it might just be a one-time fun segment. Just
maybe you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, because no shame to Mike Tyson, but I think if him and Jericho actually got in the ring, he'd probably kill Jericho just because he doesn't know how to wrestle, and he's gonna end up.
I mean, they never did did Tyson versus Stone Cold.
No, they didn't.
You're right.
He's the enforcer for him and Shawn Michaels.
It's that's just the.
Okay, maybe I'm gonna still go with it, and I hope we can recall this. And if not,
no, I mean, if they do it, great. I mean, it'll be a money match, but
yeah. Because Vince did that to get more mainstream views on WWE, and I think that's what AEW is doing. They're just
100%.
90s, anything 90s right now is big. Dynamite that just goes with their thing. It's kind of weird. Oh, it's kind of weird that Mike Tyson wasn't on WCW. That was the one thing that did help with WWE defeating WCW.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. That's kind of interesting. I guess I never really thought about it in the moment, but it was just again very, very entertaining. Just a really entertaining segment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Vince, it's your turn. The ball's in your court. Let's see what you do on Friday and Monday.
You think he knows? You think he knows any? Like he'll hear about it? He doesn't read the news I've seen.
I feel like he might not know it all, but it's also something where I feel like somebody would tell him internally.
Yeah.
He'd be like, he's going to be like,
all these debuts. I can't believe it. I love the fact that Brian Cage and Revival, those are my main guys I wanted in AEW. And Brody Lee, truthfully. I thought he would be talented. I mean, who do you guys think would be next, maybe? Or is it done? I mean,
Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder is the only one that makes sense to me.
And Kurt Hawkins, maybe? Is he?
I don't think Kurt Hawkins will come with him. No, first off, I think Kurt Hawkins' potential is way less than Zack Ryder, and second, Zack Ryder is like really good friends with Cody, I believe.
Yeah,
apparently. So, I mean, maybe, possibly, but I think Zack Ryder will. I don't know what his name will be. Is Matt Cardona? Is that his real name?
Yeah, Matt Cardona, which I actually think is a really good name.
Is that what he's going to go by, or is that just
Matt Cardona?
Okay, it's not a bad name.
And I think it's cool also, not that happened like with the Chris Jericho, but when Cody's promo, he kind of threw shade at WWE as well in a couple parts. So
what did he say?
He was like, I came into a different business wrestling promotion at age 21. Everyone thought I was going to get like it handed to me, blah, blah, blah. So I think it's just kind of cool that they're kind of like throwing a little shade, like little like.
Is Jericho?
No, it's talking about Cody.
Cody Rhodes.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, come on, we're here.
No, I mean, I didn't really get that. I didn't think there was any negativity towards WWE. He said that he paid his dues and he learned how to
but I just think it's
be
cool
professional. But I mean, you got to build off of your history.
Yeah.
You know,
I think he's just thinking just because I mean we come from an era. Moose comes from an era of wrestling when you didn't talk about anything outside of anything, and so.
Moose still thinks it's real, damn it.
Yeah, I know. Moose, God damn it, you wait until you see this Timothy Thatcher versus Matt Riddle match. Oh my God, that looks as real as it gets. All right,
the best match of Wednesday night.
Oh, and I'm excited to dive into that. Guys, we're going to do that video next. And if anything, I mean, any last things you guys want to say before? I mean, it was a good show. Very happy with it. I actually thought it was better than last week.
Yeah, I think it was better Dynamite than last week. Last week's Dynamite was pretty average.
I just thought it was I thought last week was pretty good going in. There's some really good segment. Remember, it was almost a 5-star classic according to Moose.
Which one was that?
The AEW last week.
Oh yeah, it would have been fine. It would have been a perfect show if there was a live.
Yeah.
No. To put a cap on things, I'd give this like a 7 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I would give it an 8 out of 10. We should honestly start tracking these rankings and ratings and things. But I don't know. In time, we're getting better in every day, and I'm actually trying to create something, guys, for the background here. So kind of like so whenever people are watching, it would just say like jobber, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. But hey, guys, thank you guys for listening, and also subscribe, and also like our video as well. Unlike it, subscribe, unlike, and keep doing it because it just gets more people seeing our page. So, hey guys, absolutely. I love having you guys here, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Maybe before we do end, members follow us on Twitter at just3jobbers, 3 number 3. I'm at max_walk. Mustafa's is going to change soon.
Yes, soon. He did lie about, getting his contact updated by now. So honestly, all you have to do is go into your Twitter. Whatever. Guys, see you guys later. Peace out.